The ashes of late Nobel Prize-winning novelist Gabriel Garcia Marquez is laid to rest near his seaside home in the colonial city of Cartagena de Indias in Colombia on May 22nd. Relatives of the writer attended the ceremony at the Cartagena University, where he is buried. The best-selling author of the modern classic 100 Years of Solitude died in April 2014 in his adopted home of Mexico at the age of 87. Marquez was born in Aracataca near Colombia's northern Caribbean coast and started his career as a journalist in Cartagena, where his family has been living. He has been recognized as the father of magical realism for fantastical and romantic stories such as 100 Years of Solitude and Love in the Time of Cholera. For helping Latin America known in the literary world, he won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1982.
Aracataca is the home of Gabriel Garcia Marquez, where the story of his masterpiece 100 Years of Solitude takes place. He was born near here on Colombia's northern Caribbean coast. Nowadays, with about 50,000 inhabitants, Aracataca is listed as one of the most renowned towns in Latin America.
Eso es la idea de acá de la casa, de que todo el que llegue pues tenga la facilidad de informarse, recrearse, de aquellos que se han leído 100 años de soledad pues se encuentren el realismo mágico, ya que enreda esta casa porque como dice Gabo, la realidad la obtuvo del abuelo y la fábula, la magia la obtuvo de la abuela. Él dice, la materia prima la encontré en Aracataca.
While the town has become known and recognized for Marquez and his work, it also represents another lost existence in Colombia. Maria Magdalena Bolano is authorized to tell people who visit all about the writer, as she took care of his life during his first 8 years in the town. The woman, now 97, still remembers that Marquez's grandparents brought her to live in his house when she was just 10 years old to look after their futurely famous grandchild.
De puertas para adentro, Gabo no era famoso. Puertas para adentro, un hombre lo más tranquilo posible. Un hombre familiar, un hombre que pendiente pues a su familia, consentir a su esposa.
Statues and monuments in honor of the writer abound in the streets and remind people that he made several donations to Aracataca through infrastructure worthy to serve its inhabitants. Carlos Eduardo MANRIQUE, a journalism student, had the opportunity to interview Marquez in June 2013 on one of the last visits the Nobel Prize winner awarded to the press.
Un hombre de silencio, un hombre de muchas lecturas todavía y cantaba. Ya no escribía, pero sí cantaba y leía bastante y pasaba sonriente. Ese era Gabriel García Marquez y bailaba también, le gustaba mucho bailar.
In April 2014, right after the writer's demise in Mexico, the town arranged a ceremony to welcome the return of his spirit, while trying to help younger generations know more about the literary hero through readings of his chapters and playings of his music.
Nosotros en el Magdalena, nuestra niñez y nuestros jóvenes no lo conocen lo suficiente. Por esa razón estamos trabajando en la implementación en una cátedra sobre la vida y la obra de Gabriel García Márquez.
Marquez will always be remembered on various occasions in Latin America, not only in Colombia. Each year, the International Book Fair is held in Bogotá, with a platform dedicated to the gem of the nation.
Hemos dicho que el mayor homenaje que se puede hacer a nuestro Nobel es volver a sus obras, leerlas, disfrutarlas y seguir sumergiéndonos en ese universo que parece inagotable.
At the 28th such fair in 2015, organizers created the Pavilion of Macondo, the fictional universe in Marquez's works. It received a record-high 40,000 visitors in all. The pavilion featured an auditorium where his works were discussed, interactive screens with images of his main novels, and other artistic installations that highlighted the dominant symbols in his magic realism reincarnation of the Latin American life. In Mexico, his adopted home, Marquez is also an unforgettable figure. Thousands of fans swarmed Mexico City in late April 2014, right after his death, to honor the writer and pay their condolences.
Es una de las pérdidas más grandes para la literatura universal, no solamente para la literatura hispanoamericana. Perdimos a un gran cuentista, un gran novelista y sobre todo un gran ser humano, ¿no? Que adoptó mi país como suyo, y eso me da mucho gusto y me alegra ver a tantísima gente que viene a despedirlo.
A grand ceremony was arranged by the Mexican government to commemorate his passing away, with Colombian President Juan Manuel Santos coming to deliver his respects.
Hoy asisto a este Palacio de las Bellas Artes, la casa por excelencia de la cultura de México, con el corazón adolorido y el alma agradecida, para decir adiós en representación de más de 47 millones de compatriotas al más grande colombiano de todos los tiempos, al maestro Gabriel Garcia Marquez.
His Mexican counterpart, Enrique Peña Nieto, also had something important to say.
Con su obra, llevó el realismo mágico a su máxima expresión. Asumió que ficción y realidad son inseparables en los seres humanos y de forma especial en nuestra América Latina, por la que luchó con ideas y obras.